Yeah, I want to talk about Jeff Gerstmann, the guy that worked for GameSpot, and I guess he got fired because of the comments he made on this game. He was talking about Kane and Lynch and how horrible the game was, and he didn't. He thought it was a big waste of time, and Jeff Gerstmann, however how you say his name, that gentleman right there. I think there should be a different way to based on this gentleman being fired from GameSpot, which, right now, to me, honestly, GameSpot is the worst gaming forum on earth. And to top it off, all the reviews are based on money and who pays them the most money. And that's the real reason why he got fired. But the reason why I think he shouldn't have got fired, and the reason why he did get fired, and why things should be changed, and I want to discuss those things. And I think there's a better way for people to grade games, or a different way to review games. And I would like to talk about them now. I think that the gaming review should be changed. Instead of having a 35-year-old Gerstmann guy reviewing the games, they should have 5 different reviewers reviewing the same game if it needs to be reviewed. Now Now if anybody's listening out there and you have a gaming forum and you want to start reviewing games professionally, I think this is the way it should be done now. Just for the simple fact that not everybody is in the same spectrum as Jeff Gerstmann, or however how you say his name. And this is what I suggest. You should have 5 reviewers if the game needs to be reviewed. If the game is for tweens, between 5 and 12, then have a tween review the game. Have the kid play the game and give you his thoughts on the video game. If you have a game that's for teens between 12 and 17, then have someone of that age group play the game and review it. Then you're not having a 35-year-old man talking about, or 30 years old, or how old he is, reviewing a game, Kane and Lynch, that's basically for kids. It's obviously used the F word a lot, so the game's probably appeals to kids between 12 and 17 years old. So why not have a kid that's between 12 and 17-year-old review the game and give you his thoughts? And then the next level, I would have someone between, like a young adult between 17 and 25 years old. I would have someone to review the game between that age. And then from mid-adulthood, between 25 and 35, have someone review the game, and then 35 and beyond. Obviously, if the game is non-reviewable, and is out of the spectrum for that viewer, like this game, Kane and Lynch, if the game is for 17 and 12 years old, you're not going to have the other 5 people on your staff review the game. So based on the spectrum of the age group, that's what games should be reviewed at. Obviously this guy right here, he's tired of this game. And his opinion of the game, he's an older gentleman, and this game is retarded. And he gave his honest opinion, and he got fired for it. He'll obviously find a better place to go, and that's just my opinion. But that's my review of it all. If you're gonna start reviewing video games these days, you're talking a bigger spectrum of players now. You have a lot more people that review video games, and there should be different reviews for 5 to 12, 12 to 17, 17 to 25, 25 to 35, and 35 and beyond. If the game doesn't pertain to that spectrum of people based on the mature rating of the game, then that's obviously what you're going to go by, because that's who you're selling the game to. So if the game has an immature rating, then of course you're going to have a 17 to 25 review it, or a 25 to 35-year-old review the game. You know, this game right here is lost. I mean, they use a lot of cuss words, and then they want to appeal to a younger crowd because they think it's funny to swear like they do, as what Jeff has suggested in his review. But also, he's just telling the truth that this game is completely horrible. So that's my suggestion. If you're going to review games from now on, have the right age group review the game. Obviously, a gentleman like himself, I mean, he doesn't see any excitement in running around shooting people in third person. That's completely horribly made. I mean, that might pertain to a kid that's probably between 12 and 17. I mean, these kids just want to blow up stuff. It's a GTA type of game, and that's probably what they want to do. But that's my suggestion. If you're going to start reviewing games, have a Spectrum reviewer review the game, meaning that his age group pertains to that spectrum of the game based on the rating of the game, not somebody that's out of the spectrum and then expect them to give him a good review, and then when they don't, fire them. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. So that's my thoughts on it, and that's the way it should be done. You know, otherwise, you know, I mean, the guy shouldn't have got fired for telling the truth. That's just wrong, and that's telling people the wrong message.